18.
Welcome back to Let's Have It Out. I'm Dlozi Matoane, spokesperson for Limusa. Every night, a different newsmaker will be hosting this program, giving you an unfiltered, accountable, and accessible opportunity to interact with all of us. My guest tonight is Reggie Nkabinde, the Treasurer General of the African National Congress Youth League. Reggie, coming back to the conversation that we were talking about before we left, I'm not going to leave you on this one.
Yeah.
In my view, the ANC Youth League has left a vacuum of leadership in society. Perhaps one might even suggest that even other PYA components, but you lead the African National Congress Youth League. Do you think that the ANC Youth League, under your leadership, under the leadership of Colin Maine, has led young people well?
I mean, look, I must agree that we might not have lived to the expectations of young people. We might not have lived to their full expectations. But look, we have tried our best. We have tried our best. I mean, we have led many struggles. I mean, the issue of fees must fall. The ANC Youth League was involved in it. The issue that speaks to the 40% is the Youth League struggle that fought for that. And we're able to attain at least 20%, be it in spheres of government, be in the private sector. We still continue to pursue that. I mean, the call that has been made today, I mean, the African National Congress Youth League was the first in one NEC that we held to say, I mean, we can't have a situation where young people are continuously employed and denied access to employment through that situation of where they demand experience. I mean, you go to school. I mean, we have explained that number of again. You go to school, you acquire degrees, you acquire diplomas and masters. You come back, you still can't be employed just because of a small section that requires experience. Today, I mean, we've had the president of the ANC pronouncing on that. It's something that they're dealing with in the private sector and both in government. That's a struggle that has been achieved by the African National Congress Youth League, which is led by this NEC.
Yeah. No, but you see, when you start the conversation, you are speaking as if you are not part of this collective. You are a Treasurer General of this collective, of this NEC. And perhaps you must give accountability on your own as the Treasurer General of the ANC Youth League in terms of what have you done in your capacity and as part of the collective to elevate the youth agenda.
Yes, but Dlozi, you must understand, in every collective there's individual responsibility, and that has been my response to that. I have a responsibility. My responsibility is not to be a spokesperson of the Youth League. My responsibility is not to be, my responsibility is to sit in Lituli House and raise money for the organization. And that should be judged by the National Congress that is coming. So the National Congress that is coming is the one that would be able to determine whether the Treasurer General of the Youth League has failed or has lived up to the expectations. But if all along you've been expecting me to be out and be taking a role of the president or the SG or a spokesperson, I mean, all of us as a collective with our individual responsibilities, we complement one another, and we then form what we call a collective. Well, so I will not be able to sit here and be responding on Reggie as an individual. This is what Reggie has done as a TG. The Youth League, it's not Reggie, and it's not about me. It's about that particular collective. But as I said, in that collective, there's individual responsibilities.
I would argue.
So my office on its own can't be able to determine what it has done for individuals, because then it's about I, and I don't believe in I believe in that collectivism. But I had to clarify
yes.
But that collective that we all have individual responsibilities. So when I refer to the fact that the Youth League, these are the struggles that he has championed, I simply mean that collective has championed this struggle.
But no, you see, when you say that you are a Treasurer General and you can't take the space of the president and so on, I can tell you, in my view as a young person, I don't feel represented in Colin Maine. I don't see Colin Maine as a president. I don't see Colin Maine as a leader. According to me, Colin Maine does not inspire confidence. Does it therefore mean if the person who's supposed to be in the role of the president in the ANC Youth League does not excel or does not play that role as he is supposed to play it, you as the Treasurer General cannot come then and fill that space in terms of providing leadership and making sure that the Youth League provides leadership for young people?
Because you can't speak to me like somebody who's from the corporate. You are from Lemusa. You understand how the organization operates. I'm the 5th person in the officials of the Youth League. So it can't be that when you attribute all these failures to the president, you're surely expecting Reggie to jump from here to here. It's not possible. There's hierarchy in the leadership. There's also a protocol there. It's the same thing that you can't expect in the ANC. I have a role, and I'm performing my duties in the Thule House.
Okay, then let's speak to you as Reggie. In my view, as laws, and there's a view or a perception in society that young people who seem to be successful like yourself, young people or those who are financially stable like yourself, should not contest the ANC Youth League or positions or any position of power in a society because they are well privileged. What is your personal view on this matter, since well it speaks to you directly?
You see, my issue with that is that now as we speak, do you know who's the president of the ANC and the president of the country?
Cyril Ramaphosa.
Yes. He's rated amongst what? Millionaire, billionaires, or thousandaires?
I'll leave that to you.
Yes.
To answer.
You are led by a president in the country, of the ANC and of the country. That is worth billions. And you are talking about Reggie, who's driving a car that is financed by the bank, and you tell him about money. There's nothing like that. But secondly, let's understand, earlier on we had a discussion on the ANC, on the character of the ANC and the Youth League, and the ideology. The African National Congress, it's a contested terrain. The African National Congress, it's a broad church movement. Now it allows everyone. You have the middle class, you have the poor, you have socialists, you have communists like yourself. You have all types of different individuals who comes together and assist the African National Congress. But the second part to that, those which I must clarify, is that, you see, when many, including you, because you are from Lemusa is part of COSATU. And COSATU going to Nasrec, prior Nasrec, was rallying behind the candidate called President Cyril Ramaphosa. And some of your statements that you were uttering there, you were saying, no, you want to be led by the president who's not going to be bought. You want the leader of the ANC who's self-sustainable, who's got... So why must it be different in the Youth League? So in the Youth League, you want to be led by people who are going to sell the Youth League. Why? Because it's the same thing. What you apply on the left, you must apply on the right. You can't divorce the African National Congress and the Youth League. There is a strong umbilical cord there that connects us. But the second part, the third part that I want to raise is that whether be it Reggie, whether be it anybody, because there's nothing wrong for you to be able to wake up in the morning and get a rent and cent and drive a big car or live in a big house. As long as you don't behave like a big car. As long as you don't behave like a big house. So that's what must be understood, and that's what we must teach the society. Where I come from in the West Rand, they'll be able to tell you who's Reggie. They will tell you what Reggie has done for the community. Because I've never behaved like a big car, which I'm driving, by the way. I've never behaved like a big house if I live in a big house. So there's nothing wrong with you having money and all these utterances, and including the statement, I've heard it before. There is nothing wrong. The question is, what type of a leader of the Youth League do you want?
Let's pause it.
It's not about whether money or you don't have money.
Treasurer General of the African National Congress Youth League, Reggie Nkabinde, defending himself right there. Still to come after the break, I'm taking your calls on 011-759-6340. I'll also read some of your texts. We are back right after this.